Hello everyone, today I will talk about the film Wreck 2007. A television reporter and cameraman follow emergency workers into a dark apartment building and are quickly locked inside with something terrifying. Angela and Pablo arrive at the fire station. Angela is going to do a report about brave firefighters.
Acompañar a una dotación de bomberos en su recorrido nocturno y me ahogo. Espera.
Angela interviews the fire station chief, and he allows her to stay there all night. Angela walks around the entire fire station and shows the most interesting places on camera. In the cafeteria, Angela meets several firefighters who will be working all night today. The men tell the girl about their work. Angela really wants to go on a call with them, but the fireman says that sometimes they sit around all night doing nothing. But he asks the girl not to be upset because they often go out to help people in trouble as rescuers. Angela and her new friends are playing basketball, and at that moment, a call comes in.
Oye, ¿qué hacemos, tío? Yo con la cámara no bajo por ahí, ¿eh?
Angela and the cameraman go down and get into the fire truck. A fireman named Manu allowed them to come with them. Residents of an apartment building called Rescuers because of a strange woman. The message says that the old woman is locked in her apartment and makes strange sounds. Angela is excited. She can finally film something very interesting and become popular. A fire truck approaches the house. There is already one police car at the entrance. The group goes inside where they are met by the frightened residents of the house. They say that on the third floor there lives a woman who has gone crazy. For several hours in a row, the woman has been screaming and running around the apartment. The firefighters go up to the third floor and meet two police officers. The officer says they can't get in, and the firefighters start breaking down the door. The officer goes inside first and sees the woman. She's covered in blood. He tries to ask her what happened, but the woman behaves strangely and does not answer. He radios the dispatcher and asks to call the doctors. Suddenly, the woman attacks the officer and bites him. A wounded man is carried out while one of the firefighters holds the distraught woman. They go downstairs, but cannot leave the house. Residents of the house say that the police and military closed the door and forbade them to go outside. The policeman tries to talk to his colleagues, but they do not answer. A woman with a child was able to call her husband, and he said that the entire building had been cordoned off by the military. Suddenly, an important announcement is made. The military reports that the house is closed for quarantine. There is a danger of a biological threat spreading. The residents of the house begin to panic. Angela asks the policeman to contact her friends again, but he says that he already tried and nothing worked. The fireman tries to provide first aid to the victims and says that they urgently need to get out of the building. Angela suggests that the cameraman go upstairs and film the woman again. They enter the apartment, and a young woman runs out at them. She immediately falls to the floor. A fireman and a policeman come to the screams, and they are very unhappy with what the reporters are doing. An old woman comes into the corridor. The policeman is very angry about what he had to do. He blames Angela and Pablo for this. They go downstairs again and ask to be let out of the building, but the military asks them to stay in the building. One of the residents comes up with a plan to get out of the building. They find the keys to an empty apartment and go out onto the terrace. But the military had already surrounded the building and were ready to shoot. The building is completely sealed. The residents understand that they won't be able to get out and will have to follow the military's orders. The men go to the laundry and carry two seriously wounded men there. Angela decides to interview all the residents. People are scared and don't know what to do, but they don't yet realize that they are in hell. Angela interviews a little girl. Her mother says that the girl is sick. She has a high fever and she urgently needs to go to the hospital. The girl says that her dad went to the veterinary clinic with the dog and still hasn't returned. The policeman manages to talk to the military. They think that there is a hotbed of infection in the building and that soon a doctor will come to them and take blood from all the people in the building, after which they will be released. Soon, the doctor arrives. He forbids reporters from following him, but Angela and Pablo secretly film everything anyway. The doctor takes tests from wounded people and injects them with some kind of drug, after which they attack the man like zombies. The doctor asks to lock the man up with the infected. He says the virus is transmitted through saliva. Zombies knock down the door and run after them. The policeman presses the doctor against the wall and demands to tell the whole truth. The man takes off his mask and talks about how they brought a dog to the veterinary clinic last night. This dog fell into a coma and then began to attack people. They found out where this dog lived and isolated the building. Angela realized that the dog the doctor told about belongs to a little girl.
Tiene anginas.
A few seconds later, the girl attacks her mother and runs upstairs. The woman is handcuffed to the handrails. The doctor asks the fireman to find the girl and inject her with a sedative. Angela calls the operator and follows them. A police officer and a fireman enter the apartment. The bodies of the girl and the old woman were missing. They enter the room and find the girl. She attacks them and bites the policeman. He grabs her and sacrifices himself so that the others can be saved. The fireman is attacked by an old woman, and he quickly deals with her. Meanwhile, zombies below are trying to break through. The doctor runs upstairs. All residents hid in their apartments. Angela wants to save the girl's mother, but the fireman takes her away. A man helps them and lets them into his apartment. He says the doctor is here too.
Me han mordido. Váyanse.
The man offers to find the keys to the apartment at the very top. He says that a professor used to live there, and you can get out of his apartment to the roof. The fireman likes this plan, but the man is attacked and bitten by the doctor. The fireman, Angela and Pablo, go out onto the stairs and hear the screams of zombies coming from above. They are attacked by one infected, but Manu deals with him. They go downstairs and find the keys to the professor's apartment. The woman also became a zombie. They climb to the top and will be attacked by another infected. Manu protects Angela again and finishes off another zombie. Several more infected attack them from above. The fireman tries to cope with them but is bitten. He says that he will detain them, and Angela, together with the operator, manages to hide in the apartment. They find another key they need in the guard's apartment and go upstairs. They see a crowd of zombies below. Manu has also become one of them. The professor's apartment is very dark. Pablo turns on the flashlight on his camera and continues filming. Angela asks him not to stop recording. They examine the room and find strange newspaper clippings. They tell about a girl from Portugal who was possessed by demons. The professor was the person who took the girl out of the country and began to study her. He isolated the girl from the outside world to prevent the virus from spreading. The professor found a cure, but Angela doesn't have time to listen to the end. Pablo wants to check what is there. He hopes that there is access to the roof. The infected boy breaks the flashlight on the camera. Pablo turns on night mode and helps Angela move in the dark. Pablo notices a scary creature in the room. He asks Angela to shut up and not move, but soon the monster finds them and kills Pablo. Angela finds the camera and tries to find a way out, but the monster pushes her and drags her into the darkness. And this is where the film ends. Write your opinion about this in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell to be the first to watch new videos.